you all have to decide with me. We provide a supportive and positive.
We provide a
learning experience in which members are empowered
in which members are empowered
to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With that, I would like to hand over the dice to the presiding officer of the day, Mr. Abhivadan. Toastmaster Abhivadan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harish. And I welcome you all to our 52nd meeting of this new Abhivadan Toastmasters Club. I'm just filling in for our presiding officer Pratik as he has to go to this conference due to some unavoidable work. As a presiding officer, I don't have anything particular to talk to you about because you all are already members in the club since quite some time now. There is just one thing I think we should discuss today after we finish our meeting. One thing is regarding the venue, because the change in venues is actually affecting the morale of the existing club members as well as especially the guests. Guests are actually finding it very, demotivating because when we don't have a fixed venue. That's why specifically I asked Sachin to send that message to the guest club, specifically that we are shifting to this venue today, because we changed our venue a lot, that whatever guests we tried to have earlier, the messages that I always get from that is, have you fixed the venue? I don't know why they are asking. Either they are not sure about the venue or they are not happy with the venues that we have had. The question that always comes from there and is, have you fixed the venue? There are 2 or 3 guests has asked me. There is a very senior Toastmaster who stays in Anantraj Society in Sector around 90. He has wanted to come in and he came, but always asked me, have you finalized your venue? I mean, that has become a very now important question to address. From my end, I have suggested Pratik that even if we have to fix a venue, let's say it costs more, let's go ahead with that. We, as a club members, we can contribute more if it demands more money. We can do that. Now it's because Pratik has that venue in his society in MR Farms, and we have some other similar venues which charge around 2,000 or 2,500 per meeting. But it's better than having venues which change frequently. Let's have a little expensive venue at least, because then this is actually not helping us at all. I mean, you can see number of people coming, no guest turning away. I remember Sunil, there was this guest, Rahul. I was very sure he'd come. I don't know why he's not coming. And Pradeep. So we need to, today let's think about it, whoever of us are available after the meeting. That's one thing. We should, from our end, we should decide something about it. And Harshit has suggested a venue. Harshit, let's talk after the meeting ends and see if we can finalize one. So that is one thing. Now, who all among you are present today, after the meeting ends, let's decide the role for the next meeting. At the end of this meeting.
Role for the next meeting.
Yes, roles for the next meeting, so that we can do it a little earlier by Wednesday or Thursday.
At least for the people who are
yes, whatever people are available, I mean,
we have nominated and send.
Yeah, we nominate at least among ourselves. Okay. So we are ready, not just for the roles, but for the venue as well. We'll decide whether between today and tomorrow we'll decide the venue, and we'll tell the guests at least that this is the venue. Because they don't feel bad about it. I'm very sure the lady that came last week, she might not have turned up because she would definitely have got this going there and not knowing that we're not having the meeting today. So that's the only thing that I wanted to discuss. With that, I think we can start today's meeting. I don't have any other updates. Indrajit, any concerns?
Yeah, we have a few price distributions. I'll talk to you and Sachin.
Should we do that after or in the break or afterwards?
Yeah. I just have to tell you what you have to do because you and Sachin have to hand it over. Okay. You guys are the expert. Once we meet stuff, just meet me for 5 minutes behind. I might leave early. That's okay.
So will you be able to take any roles now?
What is open?
Actually, we have a lot of open. We have time. Basically, grammarian and our counter.
Okay, I'll take both of them.
Both of them, thank you. Okay, with that, I proceed to the agenda of today's meeting. So today's meeting's theme is electric. Sorry, I forgot the complete line. But it will be presided over by Toastmaster Harshit. Again, as I'm just filling up the role, I did not note down Harshit's introduction, but from whatever I know, Harshit joined our club 2 months back. He previously used to be a Toastmaster member in the club in Pune, and he recently also played the role of Sergeant at Arms very well, that I got to know from all the reviews at the International Speech Contest. With that, I want to thank Harshit for being part of our club and trusting and joining us, and I welcome Harshit on the stage as a Toastmaster for the country.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Dear Toastmasters, and we don't have any guests, so dear Toastmasters, welcome to this 52nd meeting of.
And we three have to go back after a few minutes. Me, Abhivadan, and Sunil for a few minutes.
Okay. Right now or after?
Yeah. I just will tell these people.
Okay. Wait.
Huh?
Please continue.
You guys continue.
It gives me immense pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to the 52nd meeting of New Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. Let me revise, although we all are old members here, but let me revise the agenda of the meeting. So, our meeting is broken down into 3 sections. The first section is the prepared speeches, where the members of the club are going to come and give their prepared speeches according to their projects and levels. The second part of the meeting is table topic session, where the table topic master is going to come on stage and he is going to give on the fly topics to the volunteers who are going to come from the audience, and you have to think on your feet and then give a couple of minutes speech on that particular topic. The third session, which is the most important according to Toastmasters, is the evaluation session, where the Toastmasters will be evaluated, which will be led by the general evaluator and his tag team consisting of timer, R counter and grammarian. So with that, let me start with the theme of this particular meeting, which is basically from the name you must have understood, I'm going to talk about electric vehicles. So, 2nd of August 2019, I received a WhatsApp message on my phone, and it was on a particular group. I read through it, it was a long one, and I just ignored it. The message read something like that, which I'm going to read because it's a long one, so I've kept a print out of that. Auto repairs shops will disappear. Petrol pumps will go away. Street corners will have meters that dispense electricity. Coal industries will go away. Gasoline oil companies will topple. Drilling for oil will stop, and the Middle East will be in complete trouble. Your electric motor malfunction light goes on, so you drive up to what looks like a car wash, and your car is towed through while you have a cup of coffee, and out comes your car with a new motor vehicle, new electric motor. A petrol diesel engine has 20,000 individual parts, while an electric motor has only 20. Homes will produce and store more electrical energy during the day, and then they will use it and will sell it back to the grid. The grid stores it and dispenses it to the industries that are very high electricity usage. Has anybody read or heard about Tesla roof? Anyone? So you should go back and read about it. It's all about solar energy and they are working on it. It's an interesting topic, and maybe this is not the topic for me today, but we can have a conversation about it just for knowledge sharing. Many engineers of Volkswagen and Audi are completely terrified because of Tesla, a company which was nowhere a few years ago, and today they have an all-electric portfolio, which was never heard by anyone or thought of by anyone. Most traditional car companies will doubtless come bankrupt. They will try to have evolutionary approach for the already existing cars, but the new tech companies like Tesla, Apple and Google are going to take the revolutionary approach and build a computer on wheels, which is the autonomous cars. Because of all this happening towards autonomous cars, the insurance companies will also have a massive drawback. There will be no accidents at all, or will be very less, and the cost of insurance is going to be damn cheap. And this will topple their businesses as well. Electric cars will become the mainstream of 2030. Cities will be less noisy because of all these cars will be run on electricity. Cities will be much cleaner in air as well. This is the best part of the message that I liked. At that point of time, I thought, what a crap. How can this happen? This was like 5 years back, August 2019. But today, when we stand here in 2024, I think half of the message is already true. We are seeing it. All the chargers and everything are being installed. The electricity, the EV car sales are jumping skyrocket high. So all the changes we are seeing. At that point of time, it came just to my mind, how can a toy car have 5 to 7 people on its back and run on a highway? And I thought it will be its deathbed for sure. But today again we are seeing it that the cars are running and they are running really fine. So let's put this electrifying discussion on hold for now and start the real agenda of this meeting. So to start with the meeting, as a Toastmaster of the day, it's my duty to call upon all the role players here to assist me in running this today's session. So let me call upon a person who is a business intelligence manager working with a British MNC and is into BI and data analytics. He loves playing and watching tennis and football. He likes watching movies and reads a lot about geopolitics and present-day environmental concerns as well. Aspires to be a good speaker, and that's the reason obviously he is a part of Toastmasters. Please join your hands together to call upon the general evaluator of this meeting to come and explain his roles and his responsibilities and also to introduce his tag team. TM Abhivadan.
Thank you, Harshit. So today I'm playing the role of the general evaluator. Since all of you are already members of the Toastmaster Club since quite some time, I think I need not again explain the role of what general evaluator does. But I will want to iterate again one more thing, that since last 2-3 months I noticed we have been going very soft on the feedback part. I as a general evaluator have tried to make sure in the last meeting as well that we need to go a little harsh if needed, but in a right way, so that we share our evaluation in a more stronger way. People don't take it alive. So I will continue doing that even starting from today. And I expect the speech evaluators as well as the tag team that I have for the day that please use the CRC approach, but please point out whatever mistakes and flaws you find in the speeches that people come over. Because feedback for me is the most important part of being a Toastmaster. With that, I will like to introduce today's tag team. Unfortunately, the tag team, we could not finalize the tag team within the stipulated time that we had. Only one of the persons turned up, that was Kalpana, but then she again could not come. So Sachin has agreed to fill in the role of a timer for today. Sachin, if you can explain your role very quickly to the club.
So as a timer, I will be recording the time you take while you are on the stage, and it's for speakers, table topic speakers and evaluators only. For speaker, I will show green card in my phone at 5 minutes. I think everyone can see it. And at 6 minutes, I will show yellow card. And at 7 minutes, till you stop speaking, the red card will be shown. For table topics, the green card will be shown at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes until you stop speaking. And for evaluators, the green card will be shown at 2 minutes, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card will be shown till the evaluator stops speaking from 3 minutes onwards. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin. Toastmaster Indrajit has agreed to fill in both the roles of accountant and grammarian. Before I call Toastmaster Indrajit forward to explain his role to us, I will also want to share a very sad news with all of you that this will be the last day that Toastmaster Indrajit will be with us in this meeting due to his job problems and job switches. He will probably not stay in Gurgaon for any longer than today. He just told us about that. So we'll talk about that later, and he'll share his side of the story with us, with all of us, probably at the end of the meeting. But Indrajit, if you can please come forward and explain your roles and duties.
Thank you, everyone. I'll begin with the R counter roles. R counter roles is basically, since all of us are already members of this club, I'll be very quick. It's the unnecessary pauses and sounds that we make in the speech, and I'll be taking count of that, and I'll be making my report, sharing my report when the GE calls upon. For the grammarian part, I quickly had to find out a word and idiom for the theme related. And although the theme was future electric, I took the electric word quickly to get a word and the theme. Word of the day is galvanize, which means a shock or excite someone into taking action. Like when the students were lazy, the teacher galvanized them by giving them punishment so that they could perform better in the examination. And idiom is light at the end of the tunnel, which means that a positive outcome or solution to difficult event expected. I kind of copied from the Google wrong. But despite challenges of hardships, there is hope for success. An alternate synonym for this is silver lining, being the cloud having a silver lining, right? So try to use the idiom light at the end of the tunnel. In a sentence, you can say like, the near suffering of cancer showed the person the true nature of the colors of his relatives and families, and even though death was imminent, there was some light at the end of the tunnel. So there are different ways you can use it. So this is one of the idioms, and I'll be sharing the report of good usages and not so good usages, and when the GE calls upon, I'll share my report. Over to you. I forgot one thing. Thumbs up for idioms and word of the day.
We have two speeches today, and the speech evaluators are myself for Meenal's speech and Sachin for Putbal's speech. So I think Toastmaster Harshit, the purpose of the speech will be only discussed once the speakers come, right? Okay. So with that, I'll hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Harshit.
How many of you have actually sat in an electric car before? Almost all of you. You haven't sat in an electric car. You haven't tried Do Smart or Uber Electric. Okay. Anyways, so but how many of you have actually driven an electric car so far? None of you. So, if I would ask you, Meenal, how was your experience in comparison to what you drive earlier, petrol car or diesel car? I don't know which one you were driving before. So, do you find any difference in experience? How would you like to explain that?
Actually, I feel it is more smooth in driving and no voice, and yeah, it is good.
Okay.
But the one problem is I am only focused on how much percent it is left because I have to charge it. So yes, it is the only issue. Otherwise, the car is really good.
The funny thing about it is that in the petrol and diesel cars also there is range, but we have never noticed that there is a range because the petrol pumps and diesel pumps are always around the corner. So we never saw that there is a range. Even I recently discovered that there is a range. One of my friend told me that you can click on the button and you can see how much range you can actually go with the tank, the amount of gas that you have in your car. So my experience, first time that I took an electric car for a test drive like a week back, it was like I was driving a toy car, to be very exact. And as Meenal said, it was very smooth. I mean the ride control was very nice. I mean I have never experienced such a drive comfort in an electric car compared to any petrol or gas car that I have driven before. I think that was the best experience, and I would urge every one of you that if you get a chance, take a test drive of any of the electric cars. It costs nothing, only just a few minutes to call and schedule, and they will bring n number of cars for your test drive, and the worst part is they'll keep calling you from the next day to buy that car. But anyways, you can ignore those calls and you should take that test drive for sure, because I am sure that you will love the no vibration experience definitely. So with that, again I am going to park this discussion for now and let us start with the first section of the speech, as I said in the beginning. First section of this meeting, which is the prepared speeches. So for that, the first speaker of this round will be attempting level 3 project 1. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Abhivadan. Again, we have already introduced Toastmaster Abhivadan, so I am not going to repeat his introduction again. Abhivadan, I request you to please read out the speech objective. Please come up on stage.
So this speech will be delivered by Toastmaster Sunil. It's a L3 P1 speech. It is level 3, project 1. The title of her speech is dash in parenthesis. I don't know what the
No, it's
if you
this
can.
dash.
Okay, it's this
Dash.
So, and the purpose of her speeches, which is the most important part, is different types of persuasive skills. Let me read it if I'm going wrong. No, it's different types of persuasive speeches, and she'll use this speech to tell us all what are the different type of persuasive speeches, or
I will deliver a persuasive speech.
she will deliver a persuasive speech. So, yes, that was the purpose of the speech. I'll hand it over to Toastmaster Harshit to introduce the speaker, and then she'll come forward for her speech.
An artist by heart, program manager by profession. She loves to create different arts and crafts which we all would love to see someday. She is a yoga practitioner and passionate about exploring new places and food. Please put your hands together for the very charming and ever smiling member Toastmaster Meenal. Toastmaster Meenal, dash Toastmaster Meenal. Please don't take me otherwise. It's a speech title.
Okay. Can you see what is this?
Time range.
Okay. It is a year, someone's year of birth and year of death. Right? So can you see what is the most important part of it? Right? So yes, you can see the small dash between this year of birth and death, which is life. It is the most important part. So guys, how are you spending your dash? Good morning Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster and guest. I am Meenal Banchur and this is my L3 P1 speech. I have a very good friend, Swati. She is little overweight but she is disciplined because she goes to yoga classes every day. So few months back we met to eat pani puri. She suggested me, Meenal, you should also start practicing yoga. I was shocked. Really? Do you think I have become overweight or fat? She said, no, you're fit and flexible, but it will improve it, and not only this, it will improve your mental health. I interrupted her. Are you questioning on my mental health? Don't you remember? When you had a breakup, I was the one who gave you life lessons. She said, please Meenal, stop overreacting. First, listen to me carefully. Yoga is a practice that will help you to improve physically, mentally, and spiritually. I said, oh, that spiritual thing. Yes, I am aware about it. That soul, thoughts, belief. I know these things. But Swati, you are insisting me for such a boring thing. First thing, I need to do yoga. I'm already a fit, happy soul. And next thing, I could not wake up so early in the morning to do these boring things. But few days later, Swati called me. Meenal, we have a yoga class in the evening. You can join us and I will come to pick you up. You cannot make any excuse now. So yes, somehow I reached the yoga class, open our mat and sat comfortably. Start doing pranayam. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. To be true, it was making me very bored. And then we start doing asanas. And after some small practices, the trainer said, now we will do Tadasana. Maintain a 1 feet gap between your feet. With inhaling, stretch your arms in upward direction and gently comes on your toes. And be there for 10 seconds. My God, it was the longest 10 seconds of my life. And then he said, now we will do Hasta Padmasana. It's hand to feet pose. Very easy. But my hand was not able to reach my feet. I checked Swati. She was doing it very easily. Then in the meditation part, I was not able to concentrate because I was repeatedly thinking about my failure and my asana. That day, I was very sad and angry with myself. I thought about my dash. Yes, about my spiritual, mental and physical life. And gradually, I accepted my reality and learned something about the yoga, studied something about the yoga. Next day, 5 a.m., I called Swati. Swati somehow picked up the phone from the deep sleep. Hello, why did you call me so early in the morning? I said, Swati, you have not told me anything properly. She said, what? I said, okay, I will tell you. There are over 300 million yoga practitioners worldwide. And you know the benefit of yoga? 86% people have reported the improvement in their physical health. 77% people have reported the improvement in their sleep quality and stress. And not only this, 37% people have reported the reduction in the depression symptoms. And you know what? Swati interrupted angrily. She said, you call me so early in the morning to talk all about this? I don't want your knowledge. Please let me sleep. I said, okay, I will tell you later. Please be ready at 6:30. I will come to prepare for the yoga class. Then again, I am ready to become the yoga practitioner with full enthusiasm and happiness. And in the class, I met many people who have changed their life by working on themselves, just by breathing, moving their body in certain way to become more flexible and strong and calming their mind. Nowadays, when we are so busy in working towards our goal, towards our work, and we are just busy to earn more money, to learn new skills, to do best in our field. But we have forgot to thought about our life, our feelings, and our thoughts. Most of the people are suffering from either mental or physical health issues. So why are we destroying our dash in such a way? Is it worth it? If we have the solution of all this problem, and it is yoga. Yoga was taught in our ancient texts, and it tells us the importance of staying happy and also how to feel good. Yoga word comes from a Sanskrit word yog, which means being together or unite. And this idea is to align your body and mind in such a way to be more aware about yourself. Now it is been around 5 months I am continuously practicing the yoga in a very enthusiasm manner because I am really liking it, and it is not because of the facts what I have told you, that percentage, but it is of the changes what I have feel in myself, the physical, mental and spiritual change, the alignment. So if you guys also want to improve your dash or improve your life, you should also make yoga a part of your life, and I can promise it will help you to achieve whatever you want from your life. It will help you to achieve, because it will not only help you to get fit, it will also help you to focus on your goal. So if you really want to improve your dash, please, or improve your life, join me in my yoga journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harish. Okay, if we now talk about the sales of EVs, does any one of you have any idea what is the percentage of the EV sales, including two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers? Just a wild guess if you have no idea.
15%.
13%? Anyone else?
I guess in number of growth, the two-wheelers have increased the growth rate. The growth rate for two-wheelers is almost 70-80%, right? Whereas four-wheelers is around 50-20%.
And if we talk about the overall percentage, you don't have any idea right now, as compared to the overall market of automobiles. Okay. Okay. So you are too far ahead, Utpal, I would say. Currently it is 6%, but as Toastmaster Sunil said, the growth is amazing. In the last 5 years, if we talk about 2018, this was just 0.5%, and in 2023, the percentage is 6.3% to be exact. So it is a 12 times growth in 5 years of span. And you see, the government of India has set a target of 30% of EV penetration by 2030, which is again 5 years from now, and which is like just 5 times of what we have currently, right? So 12 times, and this is just 5 times, I think the target will be easily achieved, looking at the current market scenario. And also on top of that, we have in news Tesla and BYD coming into the Indian market. With that, I think this target will be very easily achieved. So with that, let's go on to the second speaker of the day. The second speaker of this round will be attempting level 2 project 3. To evaluate the speech and read out speech objectives, we have the VP PR of our club, who is into digital marketing, and he likes to read self-help books and is here to explore public speaking. Toastmaster Sachin, please give a great round of applause for Toastmaster Sachin.
Thank you. So, Toastmaster Utpal will be providing his speech for L2P3, and the objective is how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. And I would like to call TMOD to recite the introduction and title.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. An engineer by profession, like me. He loves to watch movies and series, again like me. He loves traveling and playing with daughter. Traveling is again like me. Playing with daughter is not like me, not because I don't love kids, because I have a son. So again like me. He loves to play cricket. This is not like me. I love to play other games, but not cricket. Please put your hands together for dashing member Toastmaster Utpal. Toastmaster Utpal, restart Toastmaster Utpal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harshit, for the lovely introduction. So, recently, it happened that I was spending time with my daughter, watching television. Where I observed that my daughter had developed a very strange and peculiar habit of watching YouTube shorts, which most of you must have come across. Petrified of this new development, she can go on watching YouTube shorts for 15-20 minutes straight. That is the level of her addiction. So I told her to switch to Netflix and watch some nice stories for her development. But she again replied in kind that, no, I want to watch this. But then I switched on my authoritative father's role, and then I instructed her that there will be consequences if you don't switch it to Netflix and you don't watch short stories. Then she let out her Brahmastra. She started to cry, and then she put me in my place. And there I thought, let her continue. But I thought she's just 5 years old, so it is too early for me to be concerned by these developments of her. She will have her own mistakes and she will do her own restarts as she continues this journey of life. Coming back to restarts, I sincerely hope that my daughter don't have to experience the kind of mistakes and restarts that I have experienced in my life. When I think about my life, I consider myself very lucky to be where I am, in spite of the humongous failures or restarts that I have made in my life, even now. Going back to it, I can go on and on about my mistakes and restarts. It can continue up to date, but to keep the speech concise, I will tell about my first restart when I experienced my first mistake and restart. It was back when I was in my class 8. Up until then, I was a very weak student in mathematics. Till 7, I used to get passing marks 40, 45 like that. But it didn't bother me as such. I was a very happy-go-lucky kind of person. Nothing bothered me. But this one time what happened was that half-yearly exams were conducted and the papers, our class teachers were distributing the results. He was calling it by name and then speaking out the numbers that everyone got. 70, Ankita 70, Rajdev 80, then Utpal 9. Out of 100 I got 9. So this time he didn't let me go with that embarrassment only. He made sure that I was made to stand in front of the whole class, and he showed me as a shining example of how you will, shining example in front of the class of how you will turn out to be if you are not sincere, if you are not hardworking. So, flabbergasted and heartbroken. That was the first time I experienced real life shock. I was just 13 at that point of time. That was my first heartbreak that I had experienced in my life. So heartbroken was I that for 2 days I was a bit in a bit of a shock. I didn't talk to any people. I would just come to home and I would just sit and I would just be like that. My parents, on the other hand, got concerned that what has happened to him. But on the 3rd day, I decided that wait, this can't go on any longer. Maybe time to restart my life. Since then, I began to work on my mathematics skills. So engrossed was I on my mission to make mathematics one of my strongest subjects that my parents thought that what has gotten into our son, maybe he has got possessed by some spirit or something. They were pleasantly surprised, of course. They were not shocked, but it was such was my level of dedication for those after that. And within a year, I won't brag much, but mathematics went from my weakest subject to my most loved subject, and this became my strongest suit. So that was how I restarted my journey. Coming back to the restarts, even now, just 2 years back, I realized that up until now, I have worked on my hard skills. In my job, in my profession, I know the in and outs of my job. I was into project management, I was into contract development. I know the ins and outs and the intricacies of the jobs, of the domains. But when it comes to the soft skills, communication and leadership qualities, there I never bothered to look into my skills and worked upon it. But then I got the rudest shock of my life in 2022 when I was packed off to barmaid. My daughter was very small at that point of time. She was 3 years old, and I had just bought a flat here. So I requested my management to please defer my posting there, because I am not in a position to go there right now. But then they insisted on sending me, and I went. There I began to create trouble. I would not listen to my management. I would work intensely to the point that in my appraisal report, my appraiser wrote that he has potential, but there is a lot of work to make him reach that potential. We have to do lots of work. That was the overriding remark that he had written in my appraisal report, and that was my promotion year also. But then, so angered was I that with my current state of life that I didn't bother to look upon it. But when I received this appraisal, I realized that maybe this all is happening is because of my communication skills have been lacking for so long. That is how I relooked at my behavior. I started to be obedient. I started to be disciplined. And believe me, I'm not exaggerating one bit when I would say within 2 months I went from the most hated employee in that project site to one of the most loved employees. Within 2 months. It was just a matter of 2 months. And this was when I realized that maybe I need to look into areas where I am falling short on. And that is how I again restarted my journey. Me joining Toastmasters is again a restart. And I hope that I am making grounds on this aspect. And with that, I would like to hand over I would like to conclude my speech and like to hand over the rights to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmasters. So with that, I think we are done with the prepared speeches. And I would like to urge you all to have a big round of applause for both the speakers. We had a great speech session today. Please. So the next session is about the table topics. But before we move on to the next session of this meeting, I think we have a guest here. And so if you're comfortable to give your introduction there, or if you would like to come here, we would love to hear about you.
Thank you everyone. First of all, I am loving it. I am enjoying it to be here, and I have heard the speeches of these two wonderful guys, and it was really wonderful. And I am Mamta Garg. I am a senior software engineer, and I have a 13 years of experience in IT line. Apart from that, I am just struggling with this communication skill, right? I feel that I can do much better, right? I know I can speak, but somewhere I have a fear of this stage thing, right? If I talk about the speaking, apart from that, I'm a dancer. I can, when I come to the stage, I forget everyone. I do my best, and I was a woman of substance in I have won a title of Woman of Substance in Mrs. India in 2021. So this kind of stuff I do in my part of time. And what else? I am from Haryana, and that's it. And I'm loving it and looking forward to this thing in Toastmaster. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So, what do? We have a break now for 5 minutes before we start the second, or? Okay, let's have a 5 minutes break. I'd like to request a very dashing personality. He is a business consultant, and he is recently been promoted as associate director in his company. And he likes reading and even writing poetry as well. And fortunately, he is also the VP membership of our club. And it gives me immense pleasure to call upon stage Toastmaster Sunil.
TMOD. Okay, good morning again. So I'll be playing today the role of TTM, and I think for the guests and many of us know, let me recite again the objective and the format of this session. This is called table topic section or impromptu speaking, wherein the volunteers or the members or the guests are invited on the stage to speak on a given topic impromptu. The topic is not given, something like you saw in the prepared speech section. The topic was taken by the speaker and then the practice prepared and came here to talk about it. But whereas in real life, that is not the privilege we have. We have to speak on our, on the spot, where the topic could be anything. And that's how this format helps us to understand the situation and prepare ourselves to speak any topic in any situation. And for this particular section, the format we have here in Toastmasters is that the speaker will get a time to speak for at least 1 to 2 minutes on a given topic. 30 minutes the grace timing you have. So 1 minute you'll get a green card shown that this is the timing you have to speak for at least 1 minute. 1 minute 30 seconds you will get a yellow card, and at 2 minutes you will get the red card. And 30 seconds is the grace period. You can speak 30 minutes less or more. Is that okay? Okay. Now let me again go back to the same theme that Toastmaster Harshit had for today's theme. The future is electric. I mean, this is a topic which was not much talked earlier, but now in recent times, as the history given by Toastmaster Harshit, I think he has done brilliant research to come up with what he has read 5 years back that is coming reality today. But now let us think back, why we are talking about this topic? Why there is so much of focus on electric? Any guesses?
Because the fuels are depleted.
Exactly. Not as a fuel, because in a broader perspective, the energy, right? The energy which was sort of used at all places for running our machines and lighting up our houses and running our vehicles. These energy happens to be all the energy coming from the natural resources, the crude oil, right, the gases, and it was known long back that this is not going to sustain for a long time. Someday it is going to finish, right? But there was one man who found a light at the end of the tunnel far ahead in advance, like Elon Musk, who proposed this idea of electric vehicle. And that was also long back. When he thought about it, people told him he's mad. And that is all madness he does. Think of a person who has done nothing and talking about that he will launch a satellite in this space. This is a job of government and big research agencies. So he has that kind of visionary mindset and he can do this madness. And when he introduced the concept of electric vehicles, that time the same thing was asked, that how will it sort of happen? Is it possible? But the way he mastered his idea and proposed the entire concept, now it has become commercial business model. And all the companies which were having their, the conventional business of fuel-based vehicle have turned into electric vehicle. If they know that that is the future, if they don't change their business model, they are not going to survive. And this has happened in different other formats of the business also. Look at the smartphones. Nokia happens to be one of the market leader in cell phone industry, right? But when the digital technology came into place, the smartphones, the Android systems, it has completely taken off the market share from Nokia and Motorola and switched to all these smartphone companies. So, this section, we are going to take this theme again forward, and for that, let me start with the first topic, is the energy. Taking forward, the theme electric comes later, but before that, the energy. So, I would like anyone to volunteer, please. Okay, Toastmaster Sachin, your topic is that if you have to explain energy to a 5-year-old kid, how would you do that?
Energy is the source of anything and everything. If we look at it from a perspective of quantum mechanics, then we will go deep to atom level and understand how the energy or the concept of energy works. But I have to talk to my cousin. She is 5 years old. So I will try to explain to her, and you can look at me and assume whatever you want. So, Gullu, yes. Basically the energy is how you move your hands.
Like this?
Yes. You are eating food that is getting converted to energy. So if you eat chocolate, you will get more energy. But it's bad for you because it has sweetness.
I like chocolate.
So you can have rasgulla as well. So
That's due to electrical energy transferring from the switch to that light bulb. Or we use AC, TV, or you use smartphone for YouTube shows.
Then Nick and Wad and whatever you watch, and you are continuously scrolling it.
And the battery goes down. How do I see energy? Actually, do you see the battery going down?
Yes.
That's how you observe energy. You don't see it, you observe it.
Why does it go down?
Because you are continuously watching Wad and Nikki or some cartoon tales on that mobile for
They are keep on doing things. They are not taking brain of energy.
They are getting drained. That's why they are eating food outside the mobile. Like you are eating food and then watching mobile. You are not eating food as well as watching mobile, or you are not taking phone or mobile to your school, right? That's how you are not getting energy in the school. You are having only one lunch break and
Sir is getting energy. He's not getting drained.
he has eaten food at his home. That's all. We will talk about it later. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Sachin. I think that was a brilliant way to explain again that how energy is getting drained and how to get energy. You are eating food, you are having, watching cartoon, the energy is getting consumed. So, that was the fundamental of the thing, that energy is the basic thing which has, made everything possible. Now, going beyond that, the sources of energy we have seen, and we got to know that the earlier method that people started consuming it for their daily uses was crude oil, but then people identified there are other sources also which can fill in the place when these natural resources become vanished, like solar energy, and then hydro energy was also founded long back, and that is how the energy was transformed into electricity, and people started consuming it. So the topic of electricity came in when people realized that the energy can be converted into a format which can transport to or transported to any grid and consumed for daily uses, for running the machines and all. I think if you can recall, I can recall one scene. If we have to explain electricity to anybody, what is electricity? What could be the way? Just recall the scene from the movie Swades, when Shah Rukh Khan was trying to establish electric grid in a village, and people were excited to see what is electricity. What is electricity? He's talking about we'll bring light and electricity. Just imagine, nobody knows about if in a village, nobody has seen electricity, and you talk about the electricity will come and you will get the light. How that can be? I'd like any volunteer to come again to talk about this. Meena, would like to participate? Please. Okay, Toastmaster Minal, if you have to explain electricity to a tribal villagers who have never seen electricity. Okay, Toastmaster Minal.
It would be very interesting if I have to introduce electricity to the people who have not seen it. So maybe. Yeah. Oh, you're the one. Okay. So you're the village.
But they are also tribal. They are my I'm leader of tribe, but they are also tribals.
Okay, so I am from Chhattisgarh and I really know this kind of people who are tribe and who are not aware about the small things, because in the Bastar area there are some tribes who don't even know that cow can give milk which will be used for their kids, and there are many other things they used to they don't know the importance of anjeer and or I don't know what to say anjeer. Okay, so so there are a lot of important nuts they have, but they don't know the importance of it. So if I have to introduce electricity to them, maybe I'll have to show them that how light looks like in night. So maybe I'll have to take some bulb with myself to show them the light, that it is something that you don't have to sleep just after the 7 p.m. when the sun goes or sunset. So
We have the lantern. It is light.
okay, yes, it also gives light. Okay, so okay, I forget about it. But it will be very easy for them to use the electricity
But what is
because
electricity?
I don't think that they have to know what is electricity and how it works, because the benefit of electricity is more important for them to get how it gives, how it will make their life easy by using the electrical equipments like fan, lights, and many other things. So yes, we have to start from very basic things, like it will help you, then only they will start using it and get the benefit of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was not roasting. Okay. So electricity nowadays has become commodity, and if the market has to be competitive, then people have to sell their electricity also in a similar manner. Like we see, people are selling their clothes. Not people, actually the companies. The companies are selling their clothes, toothpaste, brush, like that. No, this is the best, and this is Sensodyne, approved by the doctors. If electricity also has to be branded that way, like electricity is coming from sustainable sources. It is not harming the nature. It is not polluting the environment. Somebody has to commercialize that way. So I would like somebody to volunteer and give a speech or talk about if electricity. Yeah, Utpal? Okay, I'll call you. Please come. Okay, first of all, Utpal, you are the brand ambassador of a company. You are brand ambassador of an electric company, and you have to give a sales advertisement.
But that is my prerogative as to what kind of electricity I can.
Whatever. You have to make a sales pitch.
that freedom I have.
We are consumers.
Okay. So hello all. I come from a company called Green Energy. I come from a company called greenenergy.com. So all of you are getting electricity from the conventional sources like hydroelectricity or thermal power electricity. But some of you might not know that these conventional sources can have lasting and irreversible effect on our nature. See, when you construct a electric dam, what you are doing is you are obstructing the course of a river. You are disturbing the flow of nature. So this drought and all that is happening in some parts of our country, one of the reasons cited is because of this. So that is one aspect that you might not take into account. And then other aspect is thermal electricity that can also cause pollution. I think global warming is the most happening topic in the global discussion. So yeah, green energy like solar sources, solar energy and renewable and wind energy, this can be utilized, and this won't have any everlasting effect on your nature, and we can live happily we can live happily ever after. That was the word.
Thank you. Well, I think that was a good pitch to convince the consumer switch for his electricity brand, which is coming from more the renewable sources, not harming the environment. But I think the pitch could be better by making it more dramatic. Okay. Now I think the topic we have been talking about electricity and energy, but let's think beyond that. Why these all topics are coming into play nowadays in our social environment? There is another term which is more broader in the sense is sustainability. Does anyone know about sustainability? Yeah, Harshit?
Sustainability basically means how we can co-live together. I mean, the energy, we don't deplete them. We complement the energies, and energies complement us. So it will be a more sustainable environment, and it's like all the species live together. Similarly, energy and we people can live together, and it will be, like Utpal said, it will be happily live ever after, something kind of that concept.
Okay, great. Anyone else? Any idea? No. Okay.
Getting your paycheck is energy, increasing your fixed deposit is sustainability.
Okay. But this reminds me, one of the course I took in my MBA time was business sustainability. And I can recall, because that was a very interesting topic for me, and somehow I managed to get A grade in that subject. So I can recall the courses that I've learned. Sustainability is a broader topic which talks about 3 P's. 3 P's stands for people, planet, and profit. Everything that we do in our life or in business sense, if it is not impacting the people, not impacting the planet, not impacting the profit, that is not going to be sustainable. Now, the definition of these 3 P's are quite broad, and we can think about making any business sustainable is to have focus on all these 3 P's. People part, it is broader in the sense that if you are running a company or anywhere, the people has to be given a conducive environment to work where they feel safe. They don't have any life threat. Otherwise, if the people are not there, the business is not going to sustain. The second part is planet, which is more broad, wherein everything which is coming out of planet, that should not be exploited in that way that the planet get vanished. And you can think of this in the broader term like the air, the water, and the land. 3 main ingredients of anything that we have. If you don't respect that and consume as much as you require, not to exploit it and not to waste it, then it is going to impact your business in the long run. And that is how the companies have realized that the natural resource, the crude oil that they are extracting from the planet Earth, it is not going to remain forever. The planet Earth has only a certain amount of reserve of crude oil. And if the humanity has to survive, they have to find alternative sources for fulfilling their needs, not exploiting the planet anymore. That is how people thought, okay, let's switch to alternative source. But this is also seems not very sustainable, because the battery we are talking about, one side it is beneficial that it is not polluting the environment as much as the crude oil does. It is not creating the carbon dioxide, smoke and all. But if on the other side, the batteries are also getting manufactured from natural resources. You are extracting nickel, cobalt, lithium, all these ions from the earth and then making the batteries. So, however, it is not going to impact the environment in that broader sense, but there is also a certain limitation on that. So, taking these 2 things in mind, profit and planet, 3 things especially, profit, planet and people, maybe I think Mamta, you can come on stage and talk about a topic. I'll give you a simple topic, don't worry.
No, I was just trying to think about that elective state. Okay, I'll try my level first.
Okay. Now, think of any business which you want to start, where you create an impact on society with these 3 terms. What is the business and how would you pitch your idea?
This with sustainability?
Yeah, sustainability aspect. You want to create an impact for people, profit, or planet. Whatever issues you see right now, let's say, take a simple example. The plastic that you see all over.
Right.
If you have thought of any idea, how can you take the entire plastic out of the earth? Make a business idea. Your speech.
Okay. I will try my level best to do
Okay.
it. Basically, someone might be started. Someone is starting they are getting the plastic from all the rivers, side. Definitely, it is polluting our water, polluting our environment. There's all these people do this thing. Like when we are going somewhere, so we throw the bottle everywhere, right? But we can come up this idea. No, we can save this our planet, right? By doing some management thing, keeping this bottle, like we just can give something to volunteer that they can take a task to gather all this bottle and make the things like something which can be made by plastic, right? So by doing this, our environment will be saved, right? And we can just enjoy the water of rivers or somewhere else, right? And yeah, that can be sustainability. I know I could not justice this topic, but yes, I tried my level best to think of it. I was not prepared. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. So actually, this is what the format is, to speak impromptu, not to have preparation in advance.
Yeah.
But that was a very brilliant idea. If can we make a commercial model that whosoever is taking back all the plastic waste and supplying it to anywhere for recycling, that could be a good business model, and that has already happened. many companies are doing this business of recycling the plastic bottles. It has been happening for a long time, but there are new ways of working has come into play. Recently, I was involved to work on a client project in Norway. So the company named Tomra, they have introduced the reverse vending machine long back. They have the business long back since 15-20 years, but nowadays you would have been seeing on the metro station and railway platforms. There is a vending machine installed where you can put the used bottle. It will crush the bottle and shrink it into a smaller sort of material, and that can be taken back for recycling. That is how we are making the environment sustainable. Whatever plastic we are using for our consumption of product, but that plastic is getting back into the system for recycling. However, it is still polluting the environment, but not that much that it is the plastic. So that is the reality of how people have thought about sustainability and new business model coming up. Beyond that, there are other concepts also. Sustainability. Now, how to make people aware of sustainability? One measure which the global agencies have identified is called the carbon footprint. Does anyone know carbon footprint? Yeah, Abhivadan.
So carbon footprint has many aspects to it. One aspect is whatever source of energy or whatever action you are taking, is it depleting the carbon from the environment, or is it leaving the carbon on the environment? So what kind of impact that action of yours is having on the planet in terms of purely talking in terms of carbon? Is it throwing too much carbon in the environment, or is it neutral? Is it neutral in way of carbon? So what's the footprint of that action that you're taking?
Exactly. So if you can recall the lessons that we have learned in our school time, like chemistry, everything around us is partly or fully made of carbon. Whatever we do has some carbon molecule. So every action that we are doing, eating food or doing sort of any physical activity, running our vehicles, everywhere we are emitting carbons. And the level of carbon has gone so much. There is a research survey which shows that from 1850 till around 50 years time duration, the carbon emission has happened so much on other Earth that the temperature has risen by 2 degrees. The average temperature, which happens to be around 26 degrees in normal times, now it has become 28 degrees. That is the impact of carbon. And it will keep on rising. The rising carbon footprint and the impact on the global warming we have been seeing. And that is why the impact is coming on the glaciers, which is on the Himalayas and other top on the mountain areas. These glaciers, which happens to be frozen entire year, that is getting melted because of the increasing temperature, and that is causing the sea level rise. The sea level rise, now the fundamental principle is that the sea level has to be at the same constant all over the period of throughout the year. It should not, and even never it should increase the sea level, because of the fundamental physics is that if it is the same surface, the level has to be conserved. But because of the global warming, the sea level is rising. Now there are cities which are at the coastal areas like Chennai, Mumbai. Research says that can get grown in next 5 to 10 years. Not so immediately, but it has started taking up some increasing the sea level, and maybe near future it could be the case that cities are getting shrink. That is a bigger impact. There are many topics also we can talk about on this forum. So I think let's think a bit more on the carbon footprint. If anyone wants to volunteer and talk about the carbon footprint, Indri, I think you are thinking about your carbon footprint. Want to volunteer? No? Maybe Abhivadan, you want to? What's the topic? Okay. What's your favorite food? Chole bhature. Okay. If you have to calculate the carbon footprint of your chole bhature, carbon footprint of your chole bhature,
So, in present day, the way chole bhature are being cooked, it has some impact of its carbon footprint in a way that the LPG that we are using, it is first of all processed in a way which is not exactly benefiting the environment that we are living in. because it is being produced too much. And then when the chole bhature are cooked, that too in an oil which is reused, definitely there is a lot of carbon that's going in the air. And if it was just for chole bhature, it would have not impacted the environment. But there are a lot of other fuels that are going already in the air. So my chole bhature, they are also adding to that carbon in the air. And when that carbon goes in the air, we know how it is affecting the ozone layer, how it is increasing the global warming as well. So if we want to neutralize the footprint of carbon, we can either get rid of the LPG or use a better oil which is not being used multiple times, or switch to a more holistic way of cooking, that is maybe using a coal, but coal is also now getting used in a very polluted way. So maybe we can switch back to something like wood, which cannot exploit too much of LPG and such fuels which are affecting the environment. So then that way my chole bhature will not leave any carbon footprint. Thank you.
You will not leave chole bhature.
I will not leave.
Okay, thanks, Toastmaster Abhivadan. With that topic, actually, I wanted to sort of make you all aware that how the carbon footprint is there for all the materials that we consume. I think with that, let's conclude the theme. But let's go back with this idea to galvanize others also how much impact of carbon could be in the environment. However, it looks like that future will end tomorrow, and things will get as it happened in the COVID time. But yes, there is tunnel light at the end of the tunnel. People are making their own efforts to make it better, and we as a responsible citizen, let's do what we can do. Thank you all. With that, I invite our general manager. With that, I invite our GE to share his evaluation and the feedback.
So starting the journal evaluation for the day, I will first call upon my tag team to share their speech evaluator. So let's do the speech evaluations first. I will first start with the speech evaluation because I am one of the speech evaluators. I will start with the speech evaluation of Meena's speech. Okay. So Meena will quickly share the points that Sachin, are you noting the time? So Meena, you used it was a very good use of the prop and the stage as well. Today you used the stage very well compared to your previous speeches. So I was very happy seeing that. And your topic also was very attention catching for the audience. So that is again was something really good. I liked that in your speech. Now coming to the improvements that you can do. So they were the major improvements that I found in your speech is the pronunciations of the words. So you, in your entire speech, this is one thing. If you improve, your speech will at least improve by 20-25%. Just to highlight some specific words. For example, you said to be true. It could be used as to be honest. Your pronunciation of the word spiritual is not correct. Maybe you can go and check. You said you use too much of the word the. You try to add the in a lot of places. And your pronunciation of the word are, O-U-R. Your pronunciation of the word ancient. And there were other pronunciations as well, but the basic improvement in your speech can be the pronunciations. Then overall, if I talk overall of your speech, your body language I definitely see has improved. Your stage has improved. You use very well the props. Eye contact still needs to be improved. You were either looking at one or two people, or you were looking because when you speak, you tend to think about the content, right? So while you're thinking about the content, you're looking either straight or nowhere because you're thinking. So you need to still look at the people while you're thinking. So your eye contact needs to be improved. Overall, if I have to judge on all the points as an evaluator, your body language was good, your stage was good, content was good, but your usage of language, that is grammar, that needs to be improved. So that I will rate below, a little below average. your voice modulation still can be improved a little bit, and your eye contact. So if I have to evaluate overall, you have passed on your speech that needed you to deliver a persuasive speech because you were able to persuade people of the benefits of yoga. So you have passed your L3 P1 speech. So congratulations for that. The next speech we had from Toastmaster Utpal, and to share the evaluation for Toastmaster Utpal's speech, his evaluator was Toastmaster Sachin. So Sachin, if you can come and share your evaluation.
So, coming to the topic, and Utpal chose the very accurate topic you can think about in this environment we are living, in the careers we have. So we have to restart our day every day. So it's not like we used to have in school time or college time that we can skip for 1 week or 2 weeks and then we can manage. So that was a good topic. And I noticed how he mentioned that he will be mentoring his daughter, leading by example, or giving her chances to explore and what will be beneficial or not beneficial to herself, and being the mentor and guide throughout. And how he mentioned in his school example that he observed and learned by observing that he was punished for getting our minimum marks. That self-motivation was there, and he showed a true fighter or warrior spirit while he was down in that school example. Coming to improvements that I would suggest are basic pronunciation. Like in the initial few lines of your speech, you said "you team," and it was YouTube shorts. Then got emotional and spoke some Hindi words there. And while talking about your experience, you said I have experience in this. You need to tell that I have experienced this. Class 8 is not very appropriate. It can be class 8th or 8th standard, right? And marks 9 could emphasize more on that. Basically, you said marks 9. So it was, you were talking about 70, 80. Then you came directly to 9. Then it should be more, your body language should more be involved in that. Okay. I did not observe a lot of the element that need to be displayed on the stage. That is how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. So you talked about mentoring only for your daughter. After that, you were talking about yourself and how you got emotionally strong and how you behaved after that. So mentoring was lacking there. I observed that how you gave your office example and overcome demotivation and those negative feedbacks and taking them and improving on yourself. That was very good of you. From most loved to most hated to most loved employee. That's a good achievement to you. And at last, I would like everyone to notice that Toastmaster Utpal, when he was first on the stage, first time in this club, he was shaking, if some of you remember. And today, he was confident and expressive. Thank you, that's all.
After the prepared speech evaluations, we now have the evaluation from our tag team, just for the benefit of the guests that we have. Tag team means timer, the accountant, the grammarian. So whatever we come forward and speak, there are 3 people who will help the general evaluator to evaluate all others, because there are 3 things under tag team that we need to evaluate when someone comes for either a prepared speech, or they come for a table topic, or they come for delivering the evaluation. So what are these? Timer, accountant, and grammarian. Timer notes the time, what Sachin just explained earlier. There are different timings for a speech, for the table topics, and for the evaluations as well. Then the second part is our counter. Our counter counts the number of filler words or pauses that you tend to do by habit, which we need to minimize, like this can be anywhere, but not the intentional ones. Then comes the grammar. So the grammarian, like Indrajit introduced us to a word of the day as well as the idiom of the day. That is just one aspect of the grammarian. The other is when you come and speak, if there are either any bad usages of the grammar or good usage of the grammar, he'll highlight both of them. So that is what we call a tag team. So that is a very important aspect of the Toastmasters Club. When I call upon the tag team, they will share their overall evaluation for today, how we all fared in P, A and G. So first of all, we have Sachin as the timer that will come and share his report.
So as the timer, I have noted the timings of every speaker. For prepared speech, it was 5 to 7 minutes. Meenal took 7 minutes and 8 seconds, qualified. Utpal took 8 minutes and 41 seconds. So you took more than the required. So you are not qualified. Coming to the topic, the impromptu speaking, the timing was 1 minute to 2 minutes. So I took 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Meenal took 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Utpal 1 minute and 43 seconds. Mamta 1 minute and 2 seconds. Abhivadan 1 minute and 37 seconds. So we all are qualified. Coming to evaluation part, the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. And Abhivadan took 2 minutes and 34 seconds. I took 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Both are qualified. That's all.
The next part of tag evaluation is accounted in the grammarian. Usually we have both the people as different role players, but since today very less number of people are joined, so Indrajit actually volunteered for playing the role of both accountant and grammarian.
I'll go with the accountant report first. Harshit, you had more than 5 hours, but it's understandable you're a TMOD, you have to spend a lot of time over there. Sachin, in your TT, you had only 1 hour, so that's a good performance. Meenal, in your speech, you were absolutely perfect. Utpal, in your speech, there were 3 hours. There were a few so's, but I believe they were still purposeful to the sentences, so I did not keep them to the report. Meenal, in your TT, there was 1 so and 2 hours. Utpal, in your TT, there were 2 so's and 2 hours, which were not required. Mamta, there were 2 hours, but what I observed was you use the word right 4 times. Wherever you are not in the sentence, you have a habit of using right, saying that right like a question. And one more was whenever you want to put a conjunction, you are using the word yeah. Instead of and or anything, you're using the word yeah. Sunil, you use the word but several times, like a replacement conjunction. Whenever you want to just continue, you're using the word but. 3 hours. 2 more things that I observed that was unique to your speech was that is why is something that you're using a lot of times. Try to find the other alternatives instead of saying that is why, like reason, because, however, different ways the sentences can be structured. And that was another phrase. These are 2 phrases actually. That is why was one phrase and that was another phrase that was used 3 times. Abhivadan, in your TT you were awesome. No report. In your evaluation there were more than 5 hours, however. And Sachin, in your evaluation there was 1 hour, and you started majority of your sentences with I, like I am doing this, I saw this, I do this. Try to rephrase the structure. If you look at the overall statistics of the behavior of the R's coming out from all the common people, not the guest over here, obviously, you can understand that the prepared speeches were greatly performed today. So when it comes to our club members, we are all good with getting prepared. We are preparing and keeping the note of the hours. But when the impromptu are coming up, we are really weak at it. Let's be very honest. And that is where I think the clause of when you're thinking, either pause, then go to the next sentence. But make this habit of not continuously saying anything. I think that is one habit that we are having, that we have to continuously say something to keep the audience engaged. No. Take a pause. If you are stuck somewhere, take a pause for a piece and then go to the next sentence. It's better to have a good constructed sentences than saying the same structured sentences one, which is a common thing. I saw a lot of people are using the same structured sentences. That's where the repetitions are coming. And second was, we are using too many words to, just think. It's okay to pause and think. There's no harm in that. Okay. That was the R's report. I'll go quickly to the grammarian report again. Now, the word of the day was galvanized. Idiom of the day was light at the end of tunnel. If those who know me, who have seen my grammarian report, they know that for this level of word of the day that I usually give, this was a very easy level. And it is sad for me to say that except one person, nobody was able to use it. Especially when I observed that especially the prepared speeches had a lot of opportunities to use the galvanized word. Right? So this means that even in our local language and in our English language, wherever an impromptu word comes in or a vocabulary comes in, even if we are learning it, we are not able to apply it. So somewhere application of our knowledge is something that is becoming a challenge for us. So please try to understand that. Next time, whenever a word of the day or idiom of the day is coming, take some time for the prepared speeches as well. Take some time to see where you can fit it. It will be awesome. Only person who was able to use it was Sunil. Word of the day once, idiom of the day twice. So big round of applause for Sunil over there. The few good word usages, I'll use the name for the good word uses. Meenal used the word yog. I think that was a Sanskrit word I believe you used, that was good. Utpal used quite a lot of good words like Brahmastra, switch on, father's mode, humongous, shining example, flabbergasted. They were actually very well attempted ones. Although I believe somewhere you face challenge with the pronunciation or something, but the attempt is still praiseworthy. Sachin used restart your day every day, warrior spirit. These were some, I think they were all some of the repetition from Utpal's sentences, but even though as an evaluator used that, which means we were noting them now, that was a good thing. A few incorrect usages that I really saw. Actually, the core of the incorrect usages, I did not see any incorrect usages on wrong knowledge of grammar. That was not there, which means that you all have a very strong hold of the grammar that you are not using now, which is a good thing because the first time I have seen every one of your first speech in this club. So I have seen the amount of improvement in this wrong usage and the correct usage is way good. So good, kudos to all of you. Give a big round of applause to yourself. But only thing that I observe is the native touch to your language that is coming in. Okay, which is why a lot of times the prepositions and the articles are missing. That's where the wrong usages are happening. Please fix that. The two ways to fix it is either watch a few books. Don't watch a lot of movies. A lot of people said watch a lot of movies. Movies are American English based. They are not proper English based. We have Indian English. That is okay. There's no harm in that. But at least the pronunciation should have the proper fixes of the prepositions and articles. That's all. Please go through that. Other than that, I don't have anything else for the report. I'll hand over to the G.
Thank you, Indrajit. That was a very detailed and very much needed evaluation that you all need, and we will miss that in future for sure. Now, I'll quickly share my general evaluator report, and there are a few things to discuss after this. So first thing, before even today's meeting, I have not been able to set the agenda as well as share the meeting rules. So that's a miss on my part. I'll try my best to start this from today onwards because we are too busy in office. So I usually till Wednesday, Thursday comes, I just forget that I have to do this as well. But I'll try to do that early. So this is something to be improved. Against Utpal, I know you have been doing this role since quite some time now, but please try to not read the mission or your role from the phone, and you can definitely add more energy to the essay that you start doing. And today I have noticed you also missed a few points telling people about the venue and about what essay needs to do, or if we go out during the speech we should not go out and things like that. Please include that. It actually helps the guests more than us. And yes, again, one thing which we have been missing is when we start the meeting, we should try at something about Toastmasters, either as the club president or myself or the TMOD. We can do that. Just add some history about the Toastmaster. Why have we just take 1 or 2 weeks to do that? That is one thing we need to do. And I am also trying to push people to complete their levels. For example, I am not able to give a speech. We will start sharing the progress of everyone. I see Meenal, Sachin, Kalpana, they are progressing very well in their levels. And Meenal, Sunil, sorry. Sachin was also doing well, but he somehow is not now stopped. But we need to progress. Even slowly, we need to progress on our pathways, for sure. Then we started the meeting late, though we were on time, but then because we were already very less people, so we could not start. But I think we are improving on coming on time. That's a good thing. But let's say if we have at least 6, 7, 8 people, we should people. It's your duty. When it's 10, just start. Don't wait for people. But today we were just 3 people, so we did not start on time. Now coming to the TMOD, it was a very interesting topic. Not like those cliched topics that we usually have in TMOD. So a very very good topic, very interesting. Keeps people binded to the meeting. Very well done there. Just one point. you read from the notes, that's okay because there were a lot of facts to be written, read from the notes. But if still after the initial part, if you can just read, but not make people feel that you're just reading from the paper. I mean, there's a difference in doing that. That can just improve your impact even a little more. That's just one point. That's what I've noted. Otherwise, you did the job very well. You did it in a time that was needed to do it. So very well done there, and you try to involve the people as well. So no more, I think, suggestions from my part there. Yes, and then coming to the TTM role. Again, TTM, Sunil was done very well, good engagement, good topic, but I felt it actually impacted the time duration because we already had that TMOD discuss the same things. Because today we had that luxury of that time, we could afford to stretch the TMOD or the theme of the meeting to that level, but otherwise, this is just for everyone else. If we had a full stretched meeting today, we would not have been able to do it within time. But otherwise, your role was very well done and everyone was involved. But still, few people were left, like Harshit and Indrajit were left. So I think we should try to, and even Kuldeepji was left. They were not called up on stage to talk about the details because maybe the time was already gone past what we had. So I think we should make it a goal that everyone at least they are called upon once to talk on the table topics. This is one thing, just one thing. And again, you are the only person who used the reading twice and the word of the day once. When I was sitting there, I thought I will use that, but I forgot. When I came there, I was just waiting. I'll come and speak. I'll come and use these words. I prepared, but when I came here, I forgot I have to use galvanize, and I don't know why. So that's it. Now, Sunil, I think it was your level 3 P1. So it was Sunil's level 3 P1 where he had the purpose of his level was to listen, active listening. To listen when people come and grasp and how effectively he listens to it. So Sunil, I expected that you will share something about after you listen all the table topic speeches. Do you have anything or is it done?
The purpose is more of putting commentary on these speeches and keep this entire TTM as a sort of story type instead of having it sort of intermittent speeches.
Okay. So in that way, I think Sunil, if I evaluate that, you were now I understand more why you took so much of time. Yes, I saw you were getting involved when you were listening to them while they were speaking. So yes, you did well there. And yes, it would have been better if Kuldeepji, Harshit and Indrajit were also invited. But otherwise, I think yes, you listened well and you responded well and you were listening to what we were speaking. So that's, I think, done well there. Now, with that, the journal evaluation part is almost done. I think we are on time. With that, we conclude the meeting, though there are a few things to discuss, but we conclude the meeting over there. Before I conclude, I will just first of all, I would want the guest to come forward and share her feedback, though she has already shared, but what I would want to listen from her is what she feels can be improved, just the improvement points. What do you think we can improve in this meeting, and what you would like to see us as a club doing, which can help you and us doing better?
Also, everyone, can we vote on that link?
Okay.
Sunil, kindly share with us.
I think in my experience, if I say that this is the best platform I got it, like where people are not judging each other, but they are supporting each other. So I would say this is my first time, but yes, as he has said that there should be some planning and role planning, which he said that definitely we should stick to the time, right? We should be punctual. And I should as well, because the time was 10 o'clock and I was thinking that okay, I will go by this time. So everyone should be punctual and we should start to 10 o'clock because this is our, this is the motive where we want to go. The destination is we want to improve ourselves, we want to be best communicator, right? So that should be stick to it. Otherwise, I mean, we are doing great. Right now I do not have any point where I can say that we need to improve. I find the best platform here And in my experience, I was finding like validations, like what people will think about me if I'm on the stage, right? But I can say that I can believe on you guys, I can trust on you guys, right? This is a thing where people are actually listening, right? Not judging. So that is the best way. Thank you.
Actually, LinkedIn vote. Yes, actually, vote on the LinkedIn vote the speakers and all the parts. And the Marian is in the jeep.
Our counter is also in the timer is Sachin.
मैंने नाम नहीं डाले उसमें, कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाता है यार, पहले ही काफी नाम हो जाता
So we can use this time to vote. Sunil, can you explain or maybe tell us the names of the people who are? So while we are voting and while people are voting, we can use this time to distribute. There were some awards, club level awards that we had to distribute to people, which were actually meant to be distributed in the international speech contest. But since all of us were not present there, we are using this opportunity to distribute that. Indrajit, can you please come forward because you know who are the people, and we can please come forward and we can distribute it.
Actually, it would be best if you, on behalf of Pratik, should have doing this.
Okay, but I actually, okay, if you can just tell me who these awards are for, and we can then maybe.
Harshit, Abhivadan. कल्पना वाला भी अनाउंस कर देते हैं, दे दो अनाउंस करके किसी को ऑन बिहाफ दे देंगे, वो दे देगी कल्पना।
Kuldeep ji, can you please come and help us give the awards?
I would like to discuss, has everyone voted?
Yes, okay. So while everyone is voting, can I just have a very short attention of each one of you? So we have some awards. These are no club level awards, but there are awards also. Those were presented for some people's role, either in the international speech contest or the meetings that we had just in the last 1 month. So first we have an award for Toastmaster Harish for his role that he played in the international speech contest as Sergeant at Arms. So I request Harshit to come forward and accept the award on behalf of our club as well as Toastmasters. Congratulations. Next award, the next award, it was actually for Kalpana Shrivastava because she played a few roles in the last 1 month. We had a combined meeting with the Glavez Club. She played a very good role of TMOD. Next, there was some other session.
Open house.
There was an open house, sorry. And then she also went ahead and played a role of TMOD again in some Glavez Club as well. So to appreciate that, this award was awarded to Kalpana. And since she is not here, I'll ask her to request Sunil to come forward and share the award later.
She can be given when we come there.
Yeah, yes. No,
We can do that, but let's
एक officially दे देना। This one is actually for Abhivadan for his performance as a PPE in this division. So Abhivadan.
That's it.
I guess.